Hey guys, how's it going? So in today's video, I think I am going to cover more on Ehlers Danlos. Um, just an overall comprehensive kind of thing. Um, I know this is probably like my third or so video talking about Ehlers. Um, and I know I've covered a lot, but I know there's still a lot of things to cover. Plus, I just really want to just talk about how much it sucks, right? And what I mean by that is, you know, if you have something like rheumatoid arthritis, yeah, it's only gonna get worse, right? It's progressive. You have to, even with you really taking like a strict diet and being healthy and exercising, blah blah blah. It's still, really something that can just keep getting worse. Not to say that it always does, but it's a fair bit chance that it does, right? But my point is you're not susceptible to other diseases or disorders. Not to say that it can't cause it, but I have family members with it, and that's all they live with. They don't have two or three extra disorders because they had that in the first place. And that's where Ehlers differs from a lot of things. There may be other disorders or diseases or genetic conditions that do this. I mean, I'm not saying it's exclusive to Ehlers, but Ehlers does suck, and just the fact that honestly what you deal with it is just suck. But what is the hardest thing for me um, is that you're vulnerable to so many things because it's a connective tissue disorder, and almost everything in your body is connective tissue. Like right now, I'm pretty sure I'm battling now with Crohn's disease because of it. 4 or so years ago, I started having minor, and I do mean minor, like pinching pain upon finishing urination. And I saw the doctor there, the urologist, for something else. I think it was like I was having to go to the bathroom a lot. And I even had to wake up in the middle of the night 1 or 2 times every night, which was unusual for me. And that's why I went to see him, just to make sure there's nothing going on, UTI or something more. And they actually were versed with Ehlers, which, especially 4 years ago, was still kind of a big deal. Here, a doctor, at least out here, that not just knew of it, but understood it. That's why I like them, just for that fact. But I ended up having to bring up the pinching pain just in case that was something along with it. At the time, he says it's nothing now, but just keep an eye on it. There's a real good possibility that you'll develop something like Crohn's. And I was like, ooh, that's not good. But I thought, it's nothing big deal right now. And, maybe he's wrong or whatever. But, fast forward to today, it sure feels like he was right. Don't know if you know what it is, but it's not a very fun disease to have. So yeah, it kind of stinks. But it's just with Ehlers, that's just what you're susceptible with is you can get so many other things and or make it easier for you to get other things or whatnot, and so that's why I've got Ehlers, and then I've got Sjogren's, I've got chronic migraines and headaches, I have, oh gosh, I'm really tired. Long day. um, but, I have all those. I have fibromyalgia, now CMT, um, you know, and like I said, possible Crohn's. The only thing that I've had is not from Ehlers is my plaque psoriasis. I've had that, since I was in high school, a long time ago. Horrible time to have that crap rear its ugly head, let me tell you. But yeah, it's just really like detrimental to your mental state, at least mine, because it's just like I knew that was a possibility, right? I knew it was a very real possibility that I could get other disorders and such. But, and I know it's going to sound hilarious me saying it, but, I'm still young ish. And it's just like, I thought, maybe at least in my late 40s or early 50s, yeah, sure, maybe. But I'm only 39. And just within this last year, my health just went down the drain. The CMT, the muscle wasting stuff, the nerve pain. That alone was pretty brutal, but now possibly Crohn's or colitis, I guess. My eyes got really bad. I had to have this stupid procedure done, cleaned it all out, and hopefully get it working better. And that my heart stuff, it's just like, man, a whole year, plus, give or take a few months maybe, and my health just went, and all stems honestly from Ehlers. Even if Ehlers, say, cause the small fiber neuropathy, and then the small fiber neuropathy causes Sjogren's, and then so on and so on. It still is all thanks to Ehlers, because if I didn't have Ehlers, I wouldn't have got small fiber neuropathy, which then wouldn't have given me this, which wouldn't have given me that, so on. So it sucks, not just for what you had to deal with from Ehlers, but what stems from it. And who knows what the future holds. I'm pretty sure I've said this before, but my test, I test positive for the gene or the marker or whatever they call it, for lupus. And I was told that there's a great possibility that I'll get it in my lifetime. It's just more of a matter of when. So that sucks, because I know that's not a fun thing to live with. And I don't know what else could come of it, Hell, just the CMT alone is pretty devastating. I mean, from what I'm told, it's progressive, so I'll lose muscle in my arms and legs. The pain will get worse, I've heard of people who had that neuropathy, and it affected their legs, and now they can't walk. So it's really just a lot to take in, It's a lot to process. First when I had Ehlers Danlos, it's like, part of me was like, well, this sucks. But, it's kind of interesting that I have this rare disorder that, not many people have. And, at the time, my one sister was going through school to be an ultrasound tech, and, she had brought it up one time in class that she knew someone with it, and, they were just like, wow, I'd never even heard of this. And yeah, but then yeah, that turned real fast. Just in itself, it really sucks the life out of you. I've talked about this stupid spoon theory. And it's so true. I mean, some days I feel like, oh man, I can take on the world, and then I go and do some physical stuff for even an hour, and then that's it, I'm done. Day's over, cancel, start over, you know, and then I hate myself for it because then now all I get to do is lay down and do nothing but watch TV until I can get to the night where I can go to bed and then start over and hopefully not be an idiot. Yeah, so that's always fun to deal with. The my memory is just piss poor now. I feel it's just getting worse. I mean, I've always been bad with people's names, but it's like I'll be surprised if I know my own name tomorrow. No, I mean it is getting pretty rough, and it's really frustrating because a lot of times it feels like deja vu when someone's bringing that conversation back up, and you're like, we had that. I don't know. Yeah, it's frustrating. Hell, I've even had not that okay. So this sounds weird. So I don't dream per se, and what I mean when I say I don't dream is I just don't. I'm not there subconsciously or something, or I don't know how it works, but I don't ever remember my dreams like 99.9% of the time. But there's, every once in a great while, I'll be, waking up and be just enough awake to really see or hear or process what's going on. And then I wake up, and most times I'll like, oh, interesting. And then it just like fades and I don't remember it. It's just like instantly delete in the trash can, gone for good, kind of thing. So, yeah, there's that. But there's even times where I don't remember that I remembered having that dream. And instead, what happens, and it's really trippy mind screw, is that dream, like I'll have a dream of a conversation between people around me, my family, and my brain doesn't process that was a dream, and sometimes it processes it as it actually happened, and it never did. But my brain's like, here's this dream, let's put it into memory as a actual conversation. And so there's times I'll be like, bring something up from that conversation, and they look at me like I'm lost my mind, bat poop crazy, or however you want to say it. And I'm just like, we didn't have this conversation? I swear we had this conversation. And yeah, it's just like, I'm like, I swear we had that conversation. It is vivid in my mind. And it's just so weird. And it's not just weird, it's frustrating. Because it's like you can't even trust your own mind anymore sometimes. And it's just like, I don't know, it doesn't happen a lot, thankfully, because it's really, really irritating, to say the least. And so yeah, it's not fun living with just Ehlers alone. I mean, the joint hypermobility, it's so damn irritating. I can't drive for more than like 20 minutes in a car without my left shoulder just putting itself out of place, and sometimes I can just go like that. and it goes right back in. But there's other times where I go to do that, and it's this very painful pop, and then it still is painful because it's just not sitting right. And no matter how I twist or turn or pull or push or whatever, it just doesn't want to sit right, and it just wants to be in pain because it's a jerk like that. So it is what it is. But in a lot of things, it's like, oh, it's not a benefit in almost any way. I can't think off the top of my head a way that is beneficial. Like, I mean, I have fairly quick reflexes. I've always had quick reflexes. But now, when, like, say oh crap, I'm dropping this, and I have to, like, swoop down and grab it, I do it so fast that it hurts my joints. It's like, oh, I got it. And it's like, oh, yeah. So having quick reflexes sucks. So a lot of times I just like, don't resist. Just let it fall and pick it up. That's less painful. So, but yeah, it's super tough to deal with in so many different ways. And so it just gets harder when more things get put on your plate, or what's already on your plate decides to get worse. So yeah, it's not always easy or pleasant. But we all gotta try to find that silver lining, in the bad things. And I know it's really tough to do sometimes. There's times where I'm just like, I've got no F's left to give. So, yeah. But it is important to do your best to push past that because it's not helpful in any way. As much as it may seem like at the time, it's more detrimental than anything else. So, but yeah, so that's more fun with Ehlers Danlos syndrome. I thank you all for watching. I appreciate all of you, and I love you all. And drop a like and subscribe if you want to see more. Comment any questions or whatnot. So yeah, just appreciative for everything you guys. For you guys, watching my stuff and just being supportive. So I'm grateful for all of you, and I'll catch you guys next time. Bye bye.